I first met Sean Teller while he was locked inside the Vista Detention Facility in San Diego County. He didn't name the charge, but he was clear about why he thought he was there.
Substance abuse problems.
What happened?
I was convicted of a crime that pertained to my substance abuse. And I self-medicating and made some irresponsible choices.
Sean joined the Marine Corps hoping to turn around a cycle of drugs and alcohol that started when his mother died while he was in high school. For a while it did. He was sober through a 7-month tour in Helmand Province in Afghanistan, but after he came back to Camp Pendleton, he began drinking.
Before I got out of the Marine Corps, I was actually, I went to SARP, which is the Substance Abuse Rehabilitation Program in Point Loma. It was a very good program. I felt very optimistic about the future and had a lot of good things in place. However, a support network wasn't out here. And 1 week after I got out, my brother's helicopter went down in Afghanistan. We joined the same day. He had a 5-year contract, I had a 4-year. So on January 20th, 2012, I got a phone call from my sister and found out my brother had died in Afghanistan. He was on a CH-53 as a crew chief, and everyone on the helicopter was killed. And I relapsed at that point, and I was not strong in my recovery yet, and made some poor decisions.
He tried the VA but didn't follow up. Instead, Sean had several brushes with the law before winding up homeless. I found him in the county jail on a unit dedicated to veterans, serving a 3-month sentence on drug-related charges. In recent years, the VA began doing more to find veterans behind bars as part of an effort to end homelessness among vets.
They found that there was a gap between those who are in custody and getting out. Usually when you're released, it's, okay, here's a bus token, figure out where you're going to go.
Vets in prison have higher rates of mental illness and substance abuse than other veterans, though they don't always seek treatment. If the VA can link up with these vets while they're in jail, it's highly likely they can get them into treatment once they're released.
Our goal is not to end incarceration among veterans. What we're trying to do is to ensure that when veterans do have contact with the criminal justice system, that there are effectively off-ramps into needed treatment.
Each VA medical center in the U.S. has at least one person dedicated to work with the local justice system. They've reached out to a number of jails and prisons around the country. When Sean Teller walked out of the jail in September, someone from the VA was waiting for him.
So there's a lot of moving parts to actually get somebody out of custody into my care, basically, and then taken to wherever they need to go.
Sean is what people in the program like to call a direct deposit. To eliminate any possibility of him walking away, the VA takes people like him right into care. In Sean's case, a 28-day inpatient treatment program run by the VA.
We're all given a locker, place to hang your towel, some clothes, and these are the bathroom. It's pretty nice.
I talked to Sean again after he had arrived at Veterans Village in San Diego. He's scheduled to live there for the next year. His MRAP struck an IED in Afghanistan. On top of drug treatment, he'll be treated for PTSD, eventually job training. The Marine veteran had just turned 30 and he was making plans to get a degree in organic farming.
I don't feel like this is a low point at all, actually. This is one of the first times since I was 15 years old that I've actually been sober on my birthday.
Despite his progress, Sean hadn't told his sister in Florida where he's been these past several months.
I don't want to worry her at this point,
What would be the report right now?
That I'm doing really well. I mean, I don't want to tell her that I went to jail to come back to the realization that I need to get my life together, but it's the truth.
They don't have programs like Veterans Village in every part of the country, and the VA hasn't done enough research to determine whether or not if this type of outreach will actually keep veterans out of prison. Sean thinks that it will. Clearly, for veterans struggling with drugs and mental health issues, it's a step up from leaving jail to go back on the streets. Steve Walsh, KPBS News.